All right, guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? AncapTwenty4 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to talk about an easy way to beat these cover zero blitzes with jailbreak screens and wide receiver screens in order to pay for their aggressiveness to get to the quarterback. Now, I want to also talk about a trick that we're going to show you later in this video that's going to help you when you're using a taller receiver, a receiver that doesn't have the same type of agility and change of direction to get up the field, to really allow you to use this, say, in a MUT situation to where maybe you want some of those taller receivers for jump balls, but then you're trying to run these screens and they're just not as effective because they feel like they're in mud trying to turn up the field. And we're going to show you what we like to do when that happens to kind of give you a little bit better opportunity to make these work, okay? So what we're going to do here is call LB Blitz 0, and we're going to talk about these jailbreak screens. I've loved these since beta. It was something that we discovered that the wide receivers do a really good job targeting down the field, block much better. I love stack formations. When we went ahead and did our Buccaneers offense, we did the gun doubles as our first formation, and basically that same day, we went ahead and did the gun wide stack flex, basically to give you man beating concepts, so you had both, right? And this is one of the plays that we did on day one, first people to get the E-Buck out, that showed you this, basically, right? And it's just gotten better and better because this is one of the best formations to do this in because of how wide they are, right? Some stacks are a little bit closer. Now, I went ahead and put CeeDee Lamb on the team. He's kind of an in-betweener, right? He's 6'2", but he's got great agility, great change of direction. He's going to work really, really well here. Tyreek Hill is going to work really, really well here. Stephon Diggs is going to work well here. These are all guys that have the ability to turn and go, right? So you can see here, I throw it out to this player, catch his ball, get up the field, and a lot of times you're going to be able to take that to the house. What happened there is our guy just did not hold on to his block, but to be honest with you, it's not that common to have that guy take off the block. It's actually something that is very steady that he doesn't, and you can see how we're going to be able to kind of get out. Now, even there, you feel, and this is something that I want to discuss as well, you feel like you should be able to like shoot out of a rocket and get there. Last year, I would journal out of this, and you would think, you know what, I got this. I got all my stuff, and you can see that even the better players have a harder time getting up the field just because they change of direction, and that was bothering me, right? So I went ahead and called who I think is the best in the business when it comes to locomotion, animations, understanding how to get the best out of your players, and that's my guy, Ragusa 6Quick. If you guys don't know Ragusa, he is probably one of the most, if not the most entertaining streamer in Twitch. He goes on late nights, and he's one that has a unique style of offense that's based upon not only understanding the game of football, but understanding how he can get the most out of his players when it comes to animations and put them in the best spot possible to basically, you know, just have success. He's a lot of fun to watch, does a lot of quarterback runs. Well, so I called him up and I said, listen, man, I'm having a hard time. I love these jailbreak screens, and sometimes they're home run hits, and then sometimes I get so frustrated I just can't turn up the field. And it's a lot of times because I was having these taller receivers that I wanted to have in different situations, right? I wanted the big, tall receivers a lot of times on some of these routes that I want to jump up and get and cut in front of a cornerback. A lot of times it's on, you know, different things that I like to do with them. So I had him on the field. So we discussed this, and you know, calls me back about 20 minutes later and says, all right, I got what you need, all right? And basically, he taught me this tip, and it's actually really, really good when it comes to these taller receivers that don't get up the field very quickly, and I've been using it ever since. And what that is high-balling the pass to the B receiver and kind of pass leading it up with the LB. So the LB is what you're doing with the high point. So I'm pressing LB, and I'm taking my left stick and throwing it a little bit like right at the 12 o'clock position to kind of pass lead them. And what they'll do is if they're tall enough, they'll do a reach animation, and basically it'll lead them up the field. If like Lamb is kind of at that borderline of 6'2", where he doesn't really need it, but you know, a taller receiver or somebody that's got a little bit more wingspan will definitely help you out in this situation. So I'll kind of show it to you here. And what you're gonna see here is you're gonna go throw this up there. You can see how we changed his animation to now have a reach and get up the field and get up quicker. It's something that's very, very subtle, but I want to make sure you understand what we're doing, why Ragusa came up with this, is because you see this, he goes up for the reach, and now his body, when it comes down, is ready to go. You see the difference? Now, I already told you that Seed Lamb does a really good job by itself. So if you've got that type of player, this is not something that you have to do. You can go ahead and use that type of player and do good. But the Randy Moss that I was using wasn't doing this very well. I was using Cooper Kupp. He wasn't doing it very well until I got this to where I went ahead and I changed the animation to where we threw the high ball, caught this ball, and you're able to get to the house because of it. And all it was, again, was highballing the pass in order to make sure that he does that reach animation and gets his shoulders turned up field to get it. And trust me, it's going to be something that you're going to want to get down if you want to run this with taller receivers. So now let's go look at one more screenplay in the Buccaneers playbook. And this is going to be for those that may not get that high ball pass down, but still want to have an effective play that they're going to be able to do. The high ball pass is really a tip for the jailbreak screens. The reason for that, it's in tight corridors, it's a little bit quicker, and you basically need to set it up with that. This one at a spread is actually one that you don't need to highball because they're out wider and it has a little bit easier opportunity to turn up the field. So we're gonna do the same play, same defense here. And what you're gonna see here, and we're just going to set it up, is that I got Gabriel Davis, not one of those guys that you're gonna say is got the highest agility, highest change of direction. He's a more of a a deeper threat, 6'2" body, a bigger guy, right? What he's gonna do here is he's gonna be able to turn up the field. I'm gonna run this stock, meaning I'm not gonna change anything. And then I'm gonna show you how it can be effective. And then I'm gonna show you how it can be more effective by us doing one little thing on this play, and something that we showed in our game plan. So let's go ahead and run this play here. See this guy start here. We're gonna get up the field, and you can see that it's effective, but ends up happening is that number 25 here makes the tackle around the 30-yard line, right? You can see I didn't have to highball this pass because these guys are a little bit wider. It's a different angle that they come more towards the quarterback. And you can see here that we catch this ball and we get up the field. And the player that goes ahead and does it is this free safety on the left side, right? He's over here and he comes and he makes the tackle, and it's a one-on-one. But a lot of times this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get about 10 to 15 yards on this play if you don't do anything different. So what are we gonna do different about this play? Simply move the running back to the left. Now what you're gonna see is that's the player that's covering him. But when you move him to the left, the running back actually goes and he goes to the right side and he'll pass up those linebackers and the defensive end, and he'll target the player on the left side, that free safety, giving us the opportunity to get a hat on a hat. So we'll go ahead and watch this here, throw this to him, get up the field. And unfortunately that time, our running back did not make it. Let's go ahead and show it to you again. But this is definitely going to be the most consistent that I've seen this run. Let's get these guys down here. Let's make sure that our running back makes it through that side this time. And you go ahead here, he did make it through. Now you can see, look who's targeting that player. He didn't get the block that we wanted, but trust me, when this all ends up being, the perfect storm where everybody gets the players that they're supposed to and they don't miss their blocks, this works really, really well just by doing that. And you can see how now we got the target. Now we're gonna go ahead, and that's all we needed was a little bit of a hit, and we're off to the races. So wanted to show you plays that are just, stock plays, great screens, and how to make them better. I want to appreciate, Ragusa 6 Quick by giving us this tip. Go ahead and check out his stream. He is going to be doing a game plan with us next week, and it's going to be something that I've already been working with him. We've been, in the lab. It's going to combine everything that he does from a standpoint of misdirection and options and the ability to basically get your opponent to not know what's coming next, audibles in and out of formations. He's a mastermind of looking at the defense and saying, how do I put myself in the best position to run the ball or to throw quick dots? He's going to combine that with what I do when it comes to getting those formations and saying, okay, here's a little bit of traditional. They have to play the run, and now we're going to dot them up. We're gonna put those two together and just come out with the best game plan possible. You're gonna wanna check that out. Obviously, if you guys know what we do with our subscription, $9.95 unlocks all of our game plans. So you can get my offense, Clef's offense that we just dropped. You can get the defense that we have with Ivy Strafing, and then also Ragusa's next week. When if you just go ahead and sub today, you can go basically and get all those type stuff, and you can have that all for a month. And then if you wanted more content, you stay subscribed. So that's basically what it is, guys. I wanted to make sure you saw this screen video, as it's going to be really helpful by using this in your own game. Bucks have some great plays to build around, and wanted to show that.